The world of Riot's new MMO and League of Legends exists on Runeterra within the Runeterra Prime universe. The Runeterra Prime universe consists of 4 realms of existence: the Void, Celestial, Spirit, and the Physical realms. Runeterra consists of the spiritual and physical realms within Runeterra Prime. The spiritual realm exists within Runeterra on a separate plane, where time and space function a little bit differently. Runeterra means Runeland, which makes sense since it was created by the celestial beings using the world runes. Runeterra has 3 continents that we currently know of: Valoran, Shurima, and the Camavor continent that we learned about in the Ruination book. These continents are surrounded by 2 oceans and 18 seas. There are a few notable islands, such as the Shadow Isles, which was the Blessed Isles before, the Serpent Isles, and Ionia. The planet on which Runeterra sits orbits a sun and has an orbiting moon just like our Earth. Runeterra is of course home to all of the League of Legends champions that we know and love, and each region is chock full of lore. To begin our journey and understand Runeterra, we will talk about each of the regions. Sit back and relax. The first of these regions is Demacia. Demacia is an honor-bound kingdom that developed righteous and anti-magic principles in the wake of the Rune Wars. Catastrophic magical battles that destroyed cities, killed many, and permanently reshaped Runeterra. After the Rune Wars, Demacia was built as a refugee for any future wars. The walls of the city were made from a mixture of stone and bark from petricite trees. The bark from the trees, able to absorb magic, made the walls a formidable defense against magic. Petricite bark is white, which is why Demacia looks so neat and clean. A military group called the Mage Seekers was formed to keep magic out of the city. Silas was recruited by the Mage Seekers because he was a mage that could see other mages. As Silas rose up the Mage Seeker ranks, he began to cross paths with Demacian nobility. Surprisingly, Silas noticed that there were many mages among these powerful families. The leaders of Demacia were hypocrites and were unfairly banishing and imprisoning mages of lower status. After an incident where Silas tried to protect a little girl with magical powers from being imprisoned, Silas ended up accidentally killing 3 members of the Mage Seekers Guild and was imprisoned shortly after. Furious, Silas figured out how to escape with the help of Lux and sparked the Mage Rebellion, destroying the prison and releasing all of the mages within it. In a pivotal battle, Lux, Garen, Silas, and Shyvana would battle the Mage Seekers because so many of Demacia's noble champions were opposed to the Mage Seekers. Jarvan IV reconsidered Demacia's stance on mages and disbanded the Mage Seekers Guild. North of Demacia lies the frozen expanses of Freljord. Thousands of years ago, Freljord was ruled by 3 sisters: Avarosa, Serelda Wintersclaw, and Lysandra. The 3 sisters were always at each other's throats, vying for power over Freljord. One day, behind the sisters' backs, Lysandra made a deal with the gods of the Void, granting her sisters and their most powerful followers near immortality in exchange for bridging the physical realm to the Void. As the Void gods entered Freljord, Lysandra knew she had made a terrible mistake and used her powers to seal the Watchers away in a temporary prison of true ice, killing her sisters in the process to save Runeterra. Time will tell how long the true ice prison will last. The descendants of the sisters and their followers were called Iceborn because the near immortality that was granted by the Watchers changed their bloodline, making them more powerful and allowing them to withstand true ice's cold temperatures, making them immune to Freljord's snowy expanses. In the present day, Freljord is home to 5 different factions. Some of these might sound familiar. The Avarosa, led by Ashe and Tryndamere, the Winter's Claw, led by Sejuani, the Frostguard, led by Lysandra, the Troll Tribes, led by Trundle, and the Ursine, led by Volibear. It is also known that there are also some larger independent tribes that have been warring against Noxus for some time. These tribes have recently been aligning themselves with the Avarosans under Ashe in order to bring the warring to an end. Turning the focus to Noxus, we delve into the complexities of a nation often seen as the instigator of conflicts, particularly with the tribes of Freljord and its long-standing rivalry with Demacia. However, under the leadership of the Grand General Jericho Swain, Noxus is more than its reputation as a war-hungry behemoth. Swain's rise to power marked a significant shift in Noxian politics. After dethroning the former Grand General Boram Darkwill and severing the manipulative tendrils of the Black Rose and LeBlanc, Swain reformed the leadership structure into the Trifarix. This governing triarchy, consisting of Swain, Darius, and the Faceless One, which we still don't know who that is, was established with a vision of a more honest and lawful Noxus. Despite its aggressive expansionist policies, which have seen Noxus clash with Demacia, Freljord, engage in Ionian conflict, and scout Shurima for strategic advantages, there is a sense that Swain is steering the Empire towards a future where conquest is not the sole defining trait. Rumors, however, swirl around Swain's control over his demonic possession by Rom, and whispers of a greater, unseen force influencing his decisions, including the controversial order for Katarina to assassinate Jarvan III. Noxus stands at a crossroads, with Swain's leadership hinting at a potential change, but with the shadows of a darker force at play, the true path of the Empire remains shrouded in mystery. If you're intrigued by the intricate web of Noxian politics and you're curious about who might be influencing Swain, go ahead and check out this video I made recently. And now, let's journey into the mystical lands of Ionia, where spirituality and nature weave together to form a culture like no other. Ionia is an archipelago off the northeast coast of Valoran and is home to many different groups of spiritual and peaceful people. Because of their more docile nature compared to other factions on Runeterra, they've been targeted for hundreds of years, conquests that seek to steal and harvest products of a land fraught with magic. About 20 years ago, Boram Darkwill, the former Grand General of Noxus, ordered the full invasion of Ionia. However, Boram would not have invaded such a tranquil region on his own. LeBlanc and the Black Rose had manipulated Darkwill, preying on his fears of aging and death and promising him life-giving Ionian relics to ward off death. This invasion would last 5 years and ended in Noxus retreating from Ionia after the famed Battle of the Placidium, where Swain was bested by the blade dancer Aurelia, his left arm severed from his body. The invasion devastated Ionia and left Ionian factions divided. Most Ionians wanted to simply return to their old peaceful ways, but similar to the citizens of Demacia, some were so fearful of another invasion that the militarization of Ionia and the adoption of dark magic, traits of their invaders, might not be such a bad idea to protect their homeland. Moving south and underneath the towering cliffs that would later cradle Piltover, the inventors of Zaun, overshadowed by their rivals, embarked on a daring venture. Their objective was to blast through the isthmus, connecting Valoran and the southern continent, creating a sea passage to rival any other. Using thousands of chemtech bombs for this monumental task, the plan tragically backfired. The explosions triggered devastating earthquakes, obliterating the isthmus and plunging parts of Zaun into ruin, along with its people. Toxic gases choked the surviving areas, posing a new, invisible threat. In this hour of desperation, Janna, once a seaworthy god, answered the prayers of the beleaguered citizens. Her winds dispersed the deadly gases, saving countless lives and transforming her into Zaun's guardian god. This catastrophic event marked a new beginning for Zaun. The sun gates were erected over the new waterway, becoming a vital trade artery. This development not only rejuvenated Zaun, but also laid the groundwork for the rise of its sister city above, Piltover. Perched atop the cliffs above the industrious Zaun, Piltover, the city of progress, emerged as a beacon of culture and innovation. Its ascent was fueled by the newfound prosperity brought by the Sun Gates. Control of the critical passage enriched Piltover's merchant guilds, catapulting the city into an era of unprecedented growth and advancement. Piltover became a melting pot of brilliant minds like Victor, Jace, and Heimerdinger, and formidable figures such as Caitlyn, the city's enforcer, Silco, and Singed. The recent surge in Hextech research, backed by the same merchant clans that prospered from the Sun Gates, propelled Piltover into the forefront of magical and technological discovery. The Hex Gates, a marvel of Hextech engineering, revolutionized travel across Runeterra. However, amidst this progress, concerns grew over the potential misuse of Hextech, especially the Hex cores. In the wrong hands, powerful sources of energy could indeed power something far more sinister than anyone in Piltover could have anticipated. From the technological marvels and bustling streets of Piltover, we turn our gaze to the vast and ancient deserts of Shurima. A land of golden sands and forgotten myths, Shurima's story is one of glory, fall, and a remarkable resurgence. Far south of Piltover's Hextech wonders, Shurima once stood as a powerful empire, dominating vast territories with its grand cities and unmatched magic. It was a civilization where the sun's embrace was both a blessing and a test, fostering a culture as resilient as it was splendid. At the heart of the empire was the Sun Disk, a massive structure of untold power, symbolizing Shurima's greatness. However, the empire's ambition led to its downfall. A tragic misuse of the Sun Disk's power caused a cataclysm that buried the once great cities under the desert sands, leaving only echoes of its former grandeur. For centuries, Shurima lay dormant, its stories turned to legend. But the sands of time could not bury its legacy forever. In recent times, the Empire has seen a rebirth, led by the ascended being Azir. Once a mere mortal, Azir was resurrected to restore Shurima to its former glory. His return has awakened ancient magics and rekindled the hope of the Shuriman people. As Piltover thrives in its technological advancements, Shurima rises anew from the sands, reminding all of Runeterra that even the most forgotten places can reclaim their majesty. Now, Shurima stands at the cusp of a new era, with Azir's vision guiding its destiny, seeking to restore the Empire's lost splendor, carve a new future from the ancient sands, and banish Zerath from the land. As we depart from the sun-baked sands and revived grandeur of Shurima, our journey unveils the verdant and mysterious realm of Ixtal. Nestled within dense jungles, this secretive nation stands as a testament to the untold wonders of Runeterra. Ixtal, unlike many known civilizations, has remained veiled from the world's eyes, preserving its rich culture and magical heritage through centuries of self-imposed isolation. The Ixtali, guardians of the ancient land, have fostered a unique bond with the elements, mastering an art known as raw elementalism. This formidable magic, manipulating fire, earth, air, and water, is not merely a display of power, but an expression of deep harmony with the natural world. The epicenter of Ixtal's mystical society is its capital, Ixioken. Concealed from the prying eyes of outsiders, the city is a marvel of architectural ingenuity and magical brilliance. Buildings in Ixioken define conventional understanding, seemingly challenging gravity itself, while its gardens bloom with flora of unimaginable shapes and hues. In recent times, as the world around Ixtal evolves and new powers emerge, the nation faces a critical crossroads. The Ixtali must decide whether to uphold their centuries-long seclusion or to engage with the rapidly changing tapestry of Runeterra. This pivotal choice stands to define Ixtal's future, poised delicately between the preservation of its ancient legacy and the dynamic, ever-shifting currents of the world beyond hidden borders. Leaving behind the arcane mysteries of Ixtal, our gaze ascends to the celestial heights of Mount Targon, a place where the earthly realm touches the stars. Targon is not just a geographical wonder, but a pivotal nexus of cosmic power and ancient mysteries in Runeterra. Mount Targon, majestic and imposing, is among the highest peaks in the world, a colossal spire that seems to pierce the very heavens. It is a place revered and feared, known for both its unforgiving terrain and the divine power it harbors. Those who dare to climb its slopes are seeking more than glory. They seek transformation, enlightenment, or communion with higher powers. The inhabitants of Targon are as varied and intriguing as the mountain itself. Among them are the Rakor, a tribe of fierce warriors deeply attuned to the mountain's celestial significance. They share their lands with the Solari, who worship the sun, and the Lunari, devotees of the moon, both drawing mystical powers from their celestial patrons. At Targon's peak lies the Celestial Realm, a place of unfathomable beauty and power. Here, the aspects of the cosmos bestow their blessings upon chosen mortals, transforming them into powerful embodiments of their will. Legends such as Leona, imbued with the radiant might of the sun, and Diana, a warrior graced with the moon's own light, are testaments to Targon's unique place in the cosmic order. Mount Targon stands as a beacon of hope and awe, reminding all of Runeterra that the stars themselves watch over this world. Its mysteries and celestial wonders continue to inspire and challenge those who seek to unravel the secrets held within its towering embrace. Next up, let's sail to the rugged shores of Bilgewater, a place as wild and untamed as the sea itself. Bilgewater isn't your typical city. It's a haven for pirates, sea monsters, and all sorts of adventure. This bustling port town is famous for its fearless sailors and their tall tales of monsters and magic. Life here is ruled by the tides and the fortunes they bring. The people of Bilgewater are a tough bunch, known for their love of freedom and the sea. Among the salty sea breezes and creaking docks, you'll find the famous pirate captains like Misfortune and Gangplank. These two are legends around here, each with their own stories of battle and bravery. Misfortune with their sharp aim and sharper wit, and Gangplank, once the feared ruler of these waters, each embody the spirit of Bilgewater. But it's not just about pirates in Bilgewater, there's something magical in the air too. Ancient sea gods and powerful creatures lurk beneath the waves, shaping the fate of those brave enough to face them. Bilgewater is a place of danger and opportunity, where fortunes can be made or lost with the roll of the waves. If you love tales of daring sea battles, hidden treasures, and mysterious sea creatures, Bilgewater is the place to be. Now, let's set our sights on the next destination, a land filled with its own unique charms and challenges. After our seafaring adventures in Bilgewater, we journey to the enchanting and whimsical Bandle City, a realm where the boundaries between the physical world and the spirit realm blur into a tapestry of wonder and magic. Bandle City, hidden within the folds of the spirit realm, is the heartland of the Yordles. In this mystical place, reality is interwoven with magic, creating an environment where imagination flourishes. The Yordles, with their playful spirits and boundless creativity, embody the connection between the tangible world and the ethereal energies of the spirit realm. Champions like Teemo, Tristana, and Heimerdinger showcase the Yordle spirit, bridging the gap between these two worlds with their adventures and inventions. The city itself reflects the fluid and ever-changing nature of the spirit realm. Pathways shift, landscapes morph, and a sense of joy and wonder permeates everything. Bandle City is not just a location, it's an experience, a place where the smallest beings harbor the most significant magic and where every day is an adventure. As we leave the delightful charm of Bandle City, we find ourselves seemingly transitioning into the broader expanse of the spirit realm. This boundless domain, untethered by physical constraints, is a source of profound magic and energy. It's a place of infinite possibility, where spirits of all kinds roam, and the essence of nature and emotions converge. Here the Vastaya and ascended beings draw their power, and the fabric of reality weaves with the threads of magic and dreams. In this realm, the concept of time and space are fluid and malleable. Landscapes change at the whim of the realm's inhabitants, and scenes from the deepest imaginations can come to life. The spirit realm is both a mirror and a contrast to the physical world, reflecting its myriad of forms while presenting an entirely new dimension of existence. This realm is also a source of power and inspiration for many beings in Runeterra. The Vastaya, creatures born from the union of human and spiritual essence, draw their unique abilities from this realm. Ascended beings and champions with deep spiritual connections often find their powers amplified or influenced by the energies of the spirit realm. For those who are attuned to its presence, the spirit realm offers a deeper understandings of the mysteries of life, magic, and the very essence of existence. It's a place where the boundaries of reality are not just crossed, but completely redefined, offering a glimpse into the endless potential of the universe. As we emerge from the embrace of the spirit realm, our perception of Runeterra and its myriad of wonders is forever changed. Our next destination awaits, promising new adventures and mysteries in another darker, captivating corner of this rich and diverse world. The Void, unlike any other realm in Runeterra, is a place of unfathomable darkness and terror, an ever-present threat lurking at the fringes of reality. This chilling dimension exists outside the known universe, defying the laws of nature and existence as we understand them. It's a realm of chaos and destruction, where the very fabric of space and time seems warped and corrupted. The Void is not just a place, it's an entity in itself, constantly seeking to expand and consume, to erase the order of the world and replace it with its own alien chaos. Inhabitants of the Void are creatures of nightmare, born from the realm's incomprehensible energies. These beings, such as the terrifying Cho'Gath, the enigmatic Kassadin, and the elusive Malzahar, are often as mysterious as they are fearsome. Their motives are unknowable, their methods ruthless, and their presence a harbinger of destruction for the physical world. The Void's influence on Runeterra is a tale of caution and wariness. It whispers of the fragile balance that exists between the known world and the abyssal horrors that lie beyond. Champions who have encountered the Void often find themselves changed, haunted by what they've seen and what they understand about the nature of the cosmos. As we emerge from the chilling embrace of the Void, our path leads us to the ghostly shores of the Shadow Isles, a land shrouded in deathly mists. Here the line between life and death is as thin and as fragile as the veil of mist that cloaks the Isles itself. Once a beautiful and vibrant realm known as the Blessed Isles, a tragic cataclysm transformed it into the eerie Shadow Isles. Now it's a place where restless spirits roam and dark magic pervades every crumbling ruin and twisted tree. The air is thick with despair, and the soil is saturated with echoes of tormented souls. The citizens of the Shadow Isles are as haunting as the land itself. Ghostly figures like the tormented Thresh, who actually caused the ruination and turned the Blessed Isles into the Shadow Isles, or the tragic Yorick, a monk burdened with the responsibility of bringing peace to the restless spirits, embody the tragic nature of this realm. They are reminders of the ruination and the Shadow Isles' cursed fate. The most ominous feature of the Shadow Isles is the black mist. This malevolent fog seeps from the island, reaching across the seas, trying to ensnare the living and claim them for the Isles. It's a manifestation of the curse that holds the land in its deathly grip, a constant threat to the world beyond. The Shadow Isles serve as a grim reminder of the consequences of unchecked ambition and the fragile nature of life itself. Departing from the spectral gloom of the Shadow Isles, we are drawn to the ancient kingdom of Camavor, a realm that not only echoes with the tale of warriors and knights, but also whispers the tragic story of one of its most infamous figures, Viego. Camavor was a kingdom renowned for its formidable warrior culture, where honor and martial prowess were paramount. This land of legends and knights, now a shadow in the books of Runeterra, was once vibrant with the valor of its people. The Knights of Camavor, exemplars of chivalry and combat, were both feared and revered, their deeds woven into the fabric of history. Among these tales of valor and honor stood the story of Viego, a name that would forever be etched in infamy due to his role in one of Runeterra's greatest tragedies. Viego was a ruler whose obsession and grief over the loss of his beloved queen Isolde plunged not only his kingdom, but the entire realm of the Blessed Isles into darkness. The story of Camavor and Viego serves as a somber reminder of the fragile balance between love and obsession, honor and ruin. As we leave behind the echoes of this once great kingdom, our journey through Runeterra continues. South of Camavor, on the eastern continent's mainland, is what is called the Independent Lands, which is probably the most exciting bit of Runeterra. Riot has shown us that there is more than just Valorant and Shurima, which gives them plenty of room to create characters and places in Runeterra that we'll love. We just took a macro look at the vastness of Runeterra and its diverse regions. Within each of these locations lies a ton of amazing characters with rich backstories. Start your lore journey now by diving into Shurima, Azir, and Talia with this video right here.